Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you're joining me in my M4, and in this video I'm going to be upgrading some of my interior and exterior parts on my car. I'm going to go for like a carbon Alcantara theme. That's just something I wanted to do with this build, and I'm going to use some genuine OEM parts as well as some aftermarket ones. Now, if you do find this video informative and you want to do something similar to your car, I will leave all the part numbers in the description of this video. Take this video as like a DIY, if you will, as well, because I'm going to just be doing this single-handedly, and hopefully that'll come across to you guys in this video. So what I'm going to do now, I've got the parts inside. I'm going to go and I'll show you the parts that I bought, the tools that you may need to do this as well, and just go with the flow, and hopefully once everything is fitted, it will look pretty cool. So these are my carbon parts that I'm going to be installing on the M4. Starting off with this part here, this is the gear lever surround. So it's finished off in carbon with the Alcantara surround as well. I'm really excited about this item because it's going to really lift the center console. It's an OEM part. You've got some part numbers there which I'll drop in the description because this isn't focusing. But with an OEM part, you really know how it's kind of built up as well. I mean, you've got all of these bolts which actually hold up like the carbon fiber onto the actual gear sort of surround, and if this was a non-OEM part, then usually that just sticks over the aluminium trim that's in the car anyway. But yeah, that's gonna have a fantastic fit. On this side we've got some more carbon. This isn't an OEM part, I think this is more aftermarket, but that is actual carbon, and this goes around the door handle surround as well, because usually it's quite black plastic, and this will hopefully lift it up as well and hide some of the kind of scratches that you have. And then moving around this area, this is my kitchen worktop I just laid everything up on. This is a rear diffuser. Now again, if you look at the carbon on this, it's actual carbon, and this will hopefully lift up the rear end of the car, which I'm going to install. In terms of tools, you're going to need like a Torx 10 screw, because when you put on the drive logic button that goes here, it's held up by two kind of like T10 screws anyway, so you need a T10 screwdriver. And when you're going to be fitting the diffuser, you're going to need an 8mm socket. So hopefully all of this is going to fit onto the car. So yeah, I'm quite excited with the way this is going to look. There are some other parts that are also going to be coming onto the car as well, which are on back order, but hopefully we'll at least get this on and it'll make the car look a little bit different already. So I'm going to start off by installing these door trims. I'm going to take off like the backing tape and hopefully stick this on, and yeah, show you what this looks like, and then move on to the actual gear surround as well. So yeah, I'm just going to peel this off. Not really that exciting to peel, and then I'll show you the installation. So we've got all the backing tape off, it just looks like that, and it's going to essentially fit around the door handle there. The idea being that the door handle is going to feed through this gap here, and then it'll look quite flush there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm single-handed here, so I'm going to go and fit this on and show you what it looks like. So there you have it. That's quite an easy kind of fix there with the way the carbon just looks. It's kind of got the soft adhesive tape at the back as well, so it's going to hold itself together quite well. There's no real like kind of harsh edges around here. It just looks pretty much like an OEM fit as well, and you can still open the door without it kind of falling off. So quite a small little upgrade, but I think it does make the door card look a little bit more, let's say, exclusive now as well. I mean, some of you might not even like this, but I think that's kind of lifted the door card a little bit, because it's got quite a lot of black leather around here and soft touch materials at the top, and that's quite a cheap, easy mod just to put on there as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that one on that side. As you can see, that's what it looked like before. That's what it looks like now. So yeah, very quickly I'll just do that one, and just like that we've got both door handle surrounds fitted. And again, looking at it from here, hopefully the camera picks it up, but that looks pretty nice now. So now I'm going to upgrade the center bit down here, get rid of this aluminium trim and this plastic bit here, and replace it with this Alcantara piece, which is a genuine OEM part. So yeah, let's get on with it. One thing I've got to mention is you are going to need like a trim tool here to kind of like pop this out, and this will hopefully just clip out. And one good thing about having a genuine OEM piece is, yeah, you can tell where to kind of prod with the trim removal tool. So you got obviously clips there and whatnot, so I'm going to probably try to feed the trim removal tool down here somewhere and pop it from there. Now you got to be quite careful, because behind this drive logic button here you've got some cables and that's kind of like stuck on as well, so you don't want to just snag on it because otherwise you might rip those cables. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead with my trim removal tool and just kind of remove it from there. In fact, might be able to do it while we've got the camera running as well. So see from there. Yeah, might take a little bit more time, but yeah, I'll come back as soon as I've done and show you what it looks like. Yeah, that was pretty simple. Literally put it in there and just push backwards, and then there you go. That literally just comes off. Quite straightforward. And there you go. You kind of just take it above the gear lever, and then on the back you've got like a little clip here that we need to dismantle, and then there's your drive logic button there, which is stuck on with like say 2 T10 screws there and there, and you've got these kind of like little clips where the wire goes in. So I think the first thing I might do is remove that bit there. Hopefully this picks you up. Remove that and then unbolt the drive logic button and take it from there, unless we just leave it like this, like for a proper race car feel. But yeah, let me just go ahead and undo that and be right back. So everything is now connected up. The drive logic button is now bolted through. We've got the cables kind of like in there as well. There's these little clips that they kind of feed through. You just got to be careful because if you pull them you might rip the cables as well. And the pink switch as well, or the connector, that's now in there as well. So now the idea is we're just going to go ahead and clip this in. Just be careful with it because obviously it is an OEM part and you don't want to like break any clips. So it's all clipped in. I really like the way it looks. You got the Alcantara, which replaces the plastic. The carbon fiber matches really well with like the rest of the carbon fiber around here and here, and even to a point with like say the door surrounds as well. And as it's a OEM part as well, it fits really brilliantly. Like there's no like horrible panel gaps or anything like that. The gear stick does look a little bit out of place because this is that brushed aluminium piece, and I've got that on back order. Very expensive parts, to be honest, so you know it might be like a case of if you try and order them all together you might get a bit of a bulk discount, but otherwise you know you are going to end up having them on like say back order and whatnot. But yeah, that's come out really well. And like the drive logic button as well, usually like the cheap ones that you might get off eBay, they stick on top of like this aluminium piece with like double-sided tape, and then what happens is the drive logic button ends up, rather than being like a nice flush OEM feel, it just becomes like, I don't know, like indented within it, which looks really nasty. The other parts that I'm going to be upgrading is going to be the handbrake as well, and this bit that's going to be Alcantara with the M stitching, and that's going to be carbon. They're on back order, so when they do turn up. So from here you can see the differences between the Alcantara and carbon gear surround and the black plastic and brushed aluminium one. I really like that look now, the way that's been installed. It looks way cooler than something like this as well. But if you are looking for a genuine OEM piece here, which looks like this, just drop me a message on my Instagram and I can post this out to you. I mean, this is a genuine piece anyway, and it's very similar to like the one I've just installed on the rear as well. So you got the aluminium piece all kind of bolted in, and it genuinely is quite a nice quality piece of plastic. But that is something that I really like. A few other surprises that I've got lined up for this vid. I'm going to go ahead and fit like that rear diffuser as well and show you how that goes. And yeah, just stay tuned because something else is happening with this as well. I'm really excited about that one. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to take this off. There's two 8mm bolts underneath. There's one about here and there's one on the other side. So I'm going to unbolt them. This thing's going to come off, and then I'm going to install my carbon fiber one. I'm on my roadside, so it's going to be a bit noisy. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just rip that off. There's your two 8mm bolts that kind of come off, and the idea is we just kind of tug away at this. I'll just start from this end here. Kind of just tug away. Pretty much comes off quite easily. There you go. And then you've got this kind of like a bracket there as well. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is kind of align this up with the other one and make sure that the holes are pretty much in the same kind of space, which I think they are, looking at that. So yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and get this one installed. make the back end look a little bit more nicer. So after fitting all of these parts to my M4, I went down to Aylesbury to visit Royal Steering Wheels to have a new steering wheel fitted to my M4, just to make this driving experience a little bit more special. I'll show you the steering wheel now, and yeah, I'm just so excited how this has just turned out. So this is my new steering wheel for my M4. We've got Alcantara on the sides, we've got leather on the top, we've also got a dark 12 o'clock marker here as well, and most importantly this one is a flat bottom, because BMW didn't really do a flat bottom steering wheel for the M4 on the F82 and even the M3, so I wanted to give this kind of like a, let's call it a race car kind of look. But the Alcantara is just so nice, and also it's got an OEM finish because we've got the M tricolor. The Alcantara here matches really nicely with, let's say, the Alcantara on the gear surround. Everything else has been carried forward, like the buttons and the paddles and the centerpiece here. There's probably like an option where I might even go for carbon here or the carbon down here. At the moment I'm quite happy with like this brushed aluminium look here, because it kind of matches the gear stick anyway. So if I end up changing that one, which I have got on back order, I'm most likely going to be changing this sort of trim on the steering wheel. The one thing I forgot to mention earlier on about the diffuser is that it's got a nice OEM fit and finish, because the exhaust tips are flush against the diffuser. On some aftermarket ones, the exhaust tips just get lost within the diffuser. So I'm really excited in the way this whole kind of transformation has happened with my M4. I'm now going to throw in some pan shots, and I'm going to let you enjoy the things that I've done to the car and how they've all kind of come together. So guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think of these kind of changes that I made to the car. I'm so excited in the way the gear surround and the carbon Alcantara steering wheel and all the carbon that I put on the car so far has just come out. And to be honest, it's just lifted the interior and the subtle exterior changes as well. But yeah, hit the comments below guys, and I hope that you have found this vid interesting. I have got some parts that are still on back order, which hopefully will turn up probably by the next vid, if not soon after. But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye.